I'm a JoBlo reader, follower, so this is fun for me. It's more than just courage and guts and hubris.
One of the most incredible, special.
Really generous, really humble, hugely helpful.
Kind of insane.
Wow. Really?
People coming together.
You look good, man.
Oh gosh.
I was excited so much.
The mission is dangerous.
You know, there's no way I can back out now.
And this guy was like, you know, the plate spinner at the circus.
Which you should check out. It's mad.
Cameo from JoBlo. First of all, guys, this is a fantastic film, a really important film, to be honest. I want to start, Viggo and Joel, with you guys. I feel like there's a real gift here, being able to have the access to the true story and the people involved, and give a performance because of that. Let's start with you, Viggo. How was that for you, having that kind of access?
Well, it was hugely helpful. There's no way. I mean, yes, if you have to do it, you just do it and you make it up and research however you can. But to have access to Rick Stanton, in my case, it's hugely helpful. Just the way he speaks, the way he moves, the way he walks, and his attitude. He comes off, he's a person who, unless he trusts you and respects what you're saying, you're not going to get to know him very well. It takes a little while. He's a little standoffish, but he's also very direct. He might only say two things and they might both be insulting. In your first encounter, he doesn't care. He's just like honest.
Joel, what about you working with Harry?
Well, I didn't have access. We didn't have Harry on set, sadly, but given how much this news event was covered in the initial stages, well, actually, it was more about once the truth emerged about the mechanics of the rescue, in particular regard to Harry, that, I had access to so much information about Harry, his interviews and his book. And what started to really be of real interest to me was how he felt about the decision that was presented to him to help in the way that he was asked to help sedate the children and bring them out of the cave that way. I've since become very close with Harry. And as I suspected through those early interviews and the way he articulates that pressure that he was under and his willingness to help, I now know, like I suspected in those early interviews in his book, that he's just one of the most incredible, special, regular human beings I've ever met in my life.
That's fantastic. And James, I loved your performance here.
Well,
this is so good. How was it like? What was it like for you to be working with all those amazing kids and finding the dramatic tension in that? That's amazing.
Well, first of all, I'm really excited. The first day that I met all of you guys in the cave, and then I was excited so much. And work is work, so I have to work. And so it's very intense in the cave because the set feels so real, and it's just feel like I'm stuck there for real. And I've been in the cave for I think about 3 weeks, and then every day I woke up and go into the cave and then go out, sleep, and then walk up again and then go into the cave and then keep repeat that. So it's quite intense to me.
We're on the list of rescue divers.
It's just a tourist cave.
It looks easy, but when it's flooded, it's impassable.
Cameo from JoBlo.
Hey, Jimmy.
Colin, how are you, buddy?
Good to see you, man. I'm well. How's it going?
Been a long time.
Been a minute, yeah. How you been?
First of all, guys,
You look good, man. You've been doing something.
I've been boxing and running.
You look really just healthy, man. And
Thank you, man. Thank you. As you.
thanks, man.
I almost saw you last night at the premiere. Guys, all of you, this is an amazing film. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Colin, I'm going to start with you, obviously. What a gift to be able to play a character that you have access to and to tell this story.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah, right.
It's amazing, and also a bit of a burden in a way, just with regards to not wanting to totally make a balls of it. You know what I mean? Just like make a moderate balls of it, but not a complete balls of it. John is just he's a really. Do you know what?
he's just and I don't know, we don't go back years, but we spent a few hours on FaceTime in the wee hours of the morning because he's 8 hours ahead. So before he went to work, which is late for me, we'd sit up and have chats and stuff. And he was just really generous, really humble, really to the point, deeply kind, but modest to his core, I found.
Tom and Pooh, the same question for both of you. I mean, Tom, I'm assuming you had probably more access than Pooh did. What was your time working with the guy you're playing?
Very, very similar to Cole there, that Chris wasn't out in Australia with us, but I got straight away when I was offered the role, I got to have like 5-hour FaceTime with Chris. We exchanged numbers and emails. One of the coolest things was we had to do this 2-week quarantine when we got to Australia. And I just had, Chris has got this YouTube channel, which you should check out. It's mad. And because he's got these mounts on his helmet. So it's like a POV. It's incredible, man. And so I would just have that on in the background the whole time, watching what he does and then texting him saying, hey, where was that? What'd you go through there? And like Colin said, they were so generous with their time. They could just tell us everything they did. And he didn't. I remember talking to him and I said, man, I'm meeting a real life hero here. And all of them say the same thing, which is we're not heroes. We're just a bunch of guys who happen to have this random hobby that happened to be useful. But the big thing about it is that they chose to go into that cave, which they didn't have to. And I think that's what's amazing about this story, that every single person involved in this rescue chose to be there, chose to not leave. There were so many times they could have just said, you know what, this is too hard. It's too impossible. We got to give up. And that's what was beautiful about all these guys.
Pooh, what about you? What was your connection? How much did you get to learn from the guy you're actually playing?
I didn't know the real person. I haven't met him yet. I hope to. But I saw him every day on the news. So I kind of got the gist of what I had to do as an actor. And reading the script, which was given to me, I believe it was all in English. So then you get to meet Ron Howard. He says, fine, but you have to do this in Thai now. I'm like, wow, really? What are we gonna do? So they brought in a Thai producer who brought in, other people to help translate and use the right terminologies and everything, and it worked out well. ผมยืนยันได้นะครับว่าเด็กๆต้องออกมาได้อย่างปลอดภัยครับ
You're talking about a 5-hour dive.
You try and dive those kids the whole way, all you'll be bringing out is dead bodies.
I want to start off with, this is a very emotional story, and both of the characters you play are just really incredible and really just powerful. What was it like working with Ron and finding these characters? Let's start with you, Ploy.
Yeah, I appreciate to work with him for my learning my role. I just discussed directly with Ron about the character and the script, and I practice on my own and adjust the rest on set with him. Yeah, that's it.
With oxygen running low, the entire nation is anxiously waiting for what will happen next.
And Weir, for you, this is a really challenging role. A mother not knowing what's happening to her child. How was that to find? What was it like to find the character emotionally? It's an incredible performance.
Please allow me to translate for her, Jamil. For her, it's a very great honor to be a part of this movie, and working with Ron is absolutely amazing experience for her as someone who has been in the career for 10 years. And as per her character as the mother of the child, for her it's a real life parents, who have been suffer from the situation. And she tried her best to express all the feelings, the pressure throughout the process of the rescue operation from the angle of the parents. And for her, the love of the mother is a universal language. It's something that she wants to show to the audience that no matter how the situation can get hard and until it seems impossible. But as a mother, there is always a hope in the heart that my kid must survive.
Takes a certain kind of mindset for the deep cave diving. You have to be a bit nuts. They're very, very dangerous.
High water level and the low visibility.
Barely shoulder wide, pulling against very strong currents.
Last seen 9 days ago, 12 boys and their coach are trapped in the flooded caves.
Hello? Hey, they're here.
Jimmy O from JoBlo. First of all, Ron, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you in person and talk to you about this wonderful film you've made.
Thank you. I'm a JoBlo reader, follower, so this is fun for me.
Yes, excellent. Yeah, well, we like you a lot, a whole lot.
Thank you.
How did this story come about for, I want to ask both of you this. What was the appeal of telling this story and these guys' story as opposed to so many people kind of going in and saving these kids?
Well, the screenplay came to me. William Nicholson had done a great job, and I respected, by the time we were finished editing the movie, I had respected that initial screenplay even more, because he had really sussed through so much research and done the interviews with the people whose rights they had and access to and so forth, and really found those key points, those turning points, those places which were either really emotional, very stressful, suspenseful, and really framed them up beautifully. What I was interested in and what I felt would be really entertaining would be to not only achieve that, but to just broaden it and understand all the dimensions of heroism that were encouraged, that were really on display. Not all of it physical, but all really impactful, and I thought dramatic.
Yeah, absolutely. Raymond, what was it for you? I mean, obviously a spectacular story, but what was it for you that you wanted to come across and create with this?
Yeah, I mean, it started because, when I talked to Ron at the beginning and I was just, consulting, and he just wanted to know what I thought. But I remembered very clearly what he said to me, which is that, we're going through this pandemic. This is like back in like June of 2020. And, the world is kind of in a dark place. And we have this amazing story that celebrates how people can come together regardless of divisions and things like that and perform something truly miraculous. And that really says something about the human spirit, that, we can break down barriers, that there is, all these goodness that we can come about if we do work together. And isn't this kind of a story and the kind of message that we really need right now? And I was like remembering, I was really moved, and I was like, oh gosh, there's no way I can back out now.
Just a crazy idea. But a skill none of the rest of us have.
No. It's insane. It's unethical. It's illegal.
The man's already died. We do nothing, we'll be bringing him out dead for sure.
So you are expecting casualties?
Yes. I expect casualties.
These divers are amazing men. How was it to work with them and kind of finding their story, an honest story of their what they're doing, what they did?
It was fascinating to work with these guys, who I now can count as friends. I've gotten to know them well. But it reminded me of something. It really reminded me of interviewing and interfacing with the astronauts on Apollo 13 when I was doing research for that, because it's a kind of a similar process. Now, the astronauts are funded, highly funded. It's less improvisational. These guys are hobbyists. They build their own gear. And this is what they do for fun, which is kind of insane, but that's who they are. Yet their mentality, their discipline, their problem-solving approaches, it's sort of that mentality of like never panicking, work the problem, all of those things that I observed in the astronauts, additionally with a kind of an engineering mentality of, what are the steps involved.
Ron, what this is a beautiful film. Thank you for making it.
Appreciate that. Thank you I love that you like it.
I love meeting you guys. Cheers and good luck with this.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
Johnny, okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just give me a minute.
Okay. We can make it.